Hello and welcome to my years later video series where I take a look back at every single paper model I've made since the beginning of my channel in chronological order. Last time I took a look at my Superman paper model to review how he holds up 3 years later, and now, today, it's time to look at these cute little guys. They've held up really well. They have probably held up the best out of all the paper models made in that first year. Like, they stand up just fine. The joints haven't loosened or anything over time, which is a real plus. It's a good thing when you're working with something this size, you really don't have to fuss too much over getting the joints really tight. But I just really appreciate how simple these guys are. They were meant to be something that was just quick and fun to make, unlike anything that I had normally made, and making such a simple shape was really refreshing at the time. I mean, this is only like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 parts. Pikachu's also broken down the same way, he just has an extra part for his tail. And the 2 ears that were removable, but both of these joints are just tearing because they were poorly constructed. So they don't even have as much going on or as much articulation as the Infinity Gauntlet I made for Thanos. Seriously, there is more joints and complexities to this thing than any of these Pokemon. And more mass too. For some reason, Piplup's neck joint is just way thicker than Pikachu's. I don't know why. What would I do differently? Like with Superman, I could absolutely improve on the art side of things. So the coloring could be a lot more polished and brighter, more vibrant. This is a very faint yellow for Pikachu here, and it's kind of faded over time, so it doesn't stand out. Oh, another feature he had was I made his little cheek bubble things removable, and the plan was to plug like an additional effect piece for little lightning coming out of his cheeks. That's cool. I completely forgot about that. And this is not going back in. That's fun. But in terms of the actual structure and complexity of it, this is all you really need. I think I would use the exact same techniques to make it. I might try to figure out how to attach. So you can see here he has 2 separate bars going across. This one along the back for his neck, and then this one along the front here for his arms to slide into. I think I'd just make that one much thicker bar with a much bigger neck joint, and then that might reduce this big horrible gap he has in the front here. But the simplicity of the arms and the feet is perfect. That's all you need. These are just little one-day projects to break up the complexities and monotony of everything else, and I think I should do it again. What do you guys think? What little Pokemon do you want to see me do in the comments? How about Blastoise? So here's the drawings I based them off of, and if you pause here, you can see these are the Copic color codes that I use for both Piplup and Pikachu. And I was pretty true to the structure for how I made the model. That's basically how the joints work. And I also did a design for Charmander too, and some other ones for Froakie, Squirtle, Chimchar. I think I like Squirtle the most. And then, so I did these in 2016, and this was a newer one I did sometime in 2019. Look at Bulbasaur. How cute are his eyes? Shortcuts. What shortcuts did I take on these guys? Nothing. Everything, I think, was the best I could do at the time. And probably, again, the point was simplicity, and I achieved that. They're really fun. But I did have this idea to make Piplup's beak open with having like a little cylinder in there, so you could plug like a bubble beam or water gun effect part, which is an idea I'd probably go for next time I made him. Just a much more polished and rounder head would be really nice too. That's really how I'd improve this. Like you can see, I am far more than capable now of creating those soft, round 3D shapes that Pokemon have that I used to be so intimidated by in the past. Blastoise's head is as big as Piplup, twice as much volume, probably. This is just articulation. And they also have all the articulation that I would want in a paper model too. Pikachu's ears both bend, rotate. Oh no, it just snapped. That is awful. Well, I guess he's looking like that from now on. The head is on this joint here, so it can, and then of course when combined with the neck joint, you get like a cool little double joint and then a full rotation. So this meant that Pikachu actually sort of had the capacity to look up, and you rotate his arms forward and he could kind of be on all fours. The arms are just a simple piece. It's just a little T-joint here, so that allows for the usual full rotation, and then it extends outwards. And for the feet, they can rotate, and of course they just move forward about this far. And then his tail is also on a joint, so it can swivel all the way around like that and then move up and down. Piplup is basically the same with the double jointed chicken neck, and then a twist there, which is not too bad, feels a bit flimsy. Flippers flap out and then flip all the way around, except the joint is too tight, unnecessarily tight for the flippers, so it's not super smooth. I'd totally make that looser, actually. The feet are exactly the same as Pikachu. The bar across there has these two little like T-joint like things wrapped through them, with the feet just on a separate tube sliding inside there to rotate. And that's it. Key measurements. The only real notable one here is the height, and they are just under 6 centimeters tall, which is about the same height as Blastoise's head, nearly. And so this is how big that'd be compared to Superman and Lord Vader. I have a big emphasis on scale here. It's very important to me that all my characters are in the same scale, because I'm just so curious about how big different characters would be from different franchises compared to each other. Oh, and they weigh approximately 8 and 7 grams. So lighter than Blastoise's head and even the Infinity Gauntlet. My god. So that's it. These were really fun little projects to do at the time. Comment below what you think and what little Pokemon you might want to see. But I really think I'd probably just want to remake these two, because it's a lot easier to just redo and refine an idea I've already had, as opposed to starting something from scratch. So I might just do that. We'll see. We will see. Thank you for watching. I appreciate your time and attention always, and you'll see me, or maybe them, another time.